Now, you may have seen in the news today that junior doctors are on strike in England. One of the main reasons behind that is concerns over safe staffing levels. Well, that's been a hot topic at the Welsh Assembly today as well, but for a different reason, and it's all to do with nurses. Our health correspondent Rob Osborne is at the Senedd for us tonight to explain a little more. Rob.
Andrea, they got a shovel out today and they were laying on the compliments, calling this historic, leaders in Europe and the Assembly at its best. What it's all about is about having the safe level of nurses in our hospitals in acute situations. They've just discussed it in the chamber beneath me and they've voted in favour of it. It will be law soon. Here's my report explaining what it's all about.
Imagine getting on a plane with hundreds of people but only one stewardess. Or seeing a massive fire being tackled by a single firefighter. It wouldn't happen. Yet when it comes to our hospitals, it happens every day. Because there's nothing in law to say how many nurses should be working on an acute ward full of patients. But that's about to change. The Nursing Staffing Levels Bill hardly sounds exciting, but it's been hailed as law that will save lives.
This is about ensuring our patients are safe. That's what it's about. So for us, it will mean for every single nurse practitioner in Wales that we have now had a government and a National Assembly that have listened and put patients first and put this as a priority to insist that our nurse staffing levels will be safe.
It sounds good in theory, but can it work in practice? Well, figures from September last year did show the scale of vacancies in Wales, well over 1,000. All parts of the country are affected, but an Iron Bevan Health Board in Gwent had the most and Powys had the least. This law is a first not just for the UK, but for Europe, and experts believe other countries will be watching closely to see how Wales performs.
Well, there's an obvious question that I haven't answered there, and that is, what is the safe level of nursing? Well, to answer it, here's Kirsty Williams, the leader of the Welsh Liberal Democrat, whose whole idea this was.
A number on its own won't ensure safe nursing care. What this bill does is say that we should use a simple number, but we should also look at how ill the patients are on the ward, and we should take in the professional experience of the nurse in charge of the ward to say what a safe staffing level looks like.
Rob, you addressed the idea of staff vacancies and the problem with that in your report. What's going to be done to work that out?
Well, everyone you speak to says we need more nurses if this bill, or now law, will be a success. The Welsh Government today have announced more money to increase the number of training places by 10%. That'll go part of the way, but others tell me we're going to need to do a bit more. Perhaps in the short term, recruit nurses from overseas. Now, that will raise ethical questions, especially if those nurses are coming from developing countries.
And more nurses, of course, needed at times of pressure in our hospitals, and you've got more information on those times of pressure as well.
Yeah, I've been hearing over the last few days that our hospitals are facing pressure, so we've done a ring around today to each health board in Wales to find out what the situation is, and practically everyone's come back to us telling us that at the moment they are facing either severe pressure or extreme pressure. Some have had to cancel operations to cope with. Now, I've written an article on our website, itv.com/Wales, if you want to see what's happening in your local area. But today the Welsh Government announced that they were going to give more money to help ease winter pressures. We'll see if that makes much of a difference.
Rob, thanks for updating us.